What's going on, people? Guns Blazing back at it again, and today I got a couple of decks that you could use in the XYZ festival. And the first one is a fast Sudoku for fast point farming. Why would you ever do this? Well, it's because you still get 50 points for a loss. So technically, if you keep going first, you can make all the duels go fast. And technically, if you really wanted to speedrun, you can just FF all the times you go second so that you don't have to watch anyone do any combos. Again, you get 50 as opposed to 100 for a win, but it's a lot faster. So stay tuned if you want to see that profile. And then the second deck I'll be showing is if you just actually wanted to play the game instead of cheesing it, which is quote unquote the intended way you're supposed to play this festival, which obviously you don't have to do, but I did it just for fun. I actually wanted to build an XYZ deck to go up against other XYZ decks, which this is a nice duel to show because we are both running pure XYZ. I'm running pure Lyrilusc going second OTK, which plays a lot differently from Bird Up, because you're not trying to bounce anything and you're not even trying to go first. You're trying to go second, and depending on what your opponent's board is, you either do multiple direct attacks or you crash rectals into them. So here's the deck's main strategies being put into action. It's meant to break down fat boards like this. I go Bird Call, which I know is gonna get negated, but I'm gonna chain my droplet so that I can send the Bird Call I just used, plus 2 more cards, because I'm trying to negate 3 on this board. This extra Harbinger summon I didn't expect though. I was only expecting to negate the 3 XYZ he had on board. But now the prioritized targets are the 2 Harbingers and the Draco Future. I don't care about the fat one in the middle because I can actually use that as a crash play. So I had to negate this one so my Bird Call can go through, and the other one so I can use 1 for 1. My boy chains it, even though it just got negated like 2 seconds ago. Like, why do you do this, sir? But, you know, anyways, I'm gonna get my Wagtail out, pick up Bird Sank. Another card you don't usually see in the Bird Up variation, but it's very useful in our variation. Another attempt to negate one of our cards using a card that's already negated, like please. And here basically our only play is to rectal boost up that Dragonar. Because we didn't get to negate it, it's gonna be able to take all of the attacks and reduce our monster's attack to 0. So we can't really use Nightingale, but we can use Nightingale's effect to make us prevent taking damage while we crash our rectals into it for a nice clean 8,400. So those would be your 2 main win cons with this deck. I'll show you the other ones, but here's the one where you crash with the rectals. The other one is you just slap multiple times with a Nightingale. So here it is, it's just a bunch of cards that, you know, pay a bunch of life points or do damage to you. Like this will do 2.5 to you on normal summon, this costs 2k to summon. This is similar to the Kozaky card. And I won't go over everything. The important ones are Popperup. This can do like upwards to 5k to yourself. Chain Energy can give you minus 500 for every card you play. Cybernetic cuts you in half. Use it first and you pay 4k. Stuff like Wall of Revealing Light, you can pay 7k. Destruction of Destiny can hit you for up to 3k. And then you have these cards where if they're destroyed, they do 3k and 6k, which is why we're running Typhoon and Twister. But there's so many ways to do this. It's not hard to Sudoku yourself. So here's the Burb deck. It's important you know I made this specifically for one thing, and that's to OTK going second. It's not like the Tri-Brigade version at all, aka Bird Up, where you set up a bunch of negates going turn 1. Now we set up OTK plays with Nightingale and Rectal going turn 2. So 3 of every bird for consistency, and we even have an honorary Burb in Slower Swallow, which has a lot of synergies. It's also a level 1, and it can be searched by your other birds, and it can even extend or just be an extra material for your Nightingale. And also, if you can't finish them off for whatever reason, there's a neat little extra effect where you can sack it and then draw 2 cards instead of 1 on your next turn. And the reason there's 3 Lava Golems and this isn't Kaiju or whatever is it's a tech to break down those fat monster negate boards, and then you can technically like Kaiju 2 things at once. And the crazy thing about this deck is that you don't need a single normal summon to do a full combo. And then these I only run 1 of because I don't really care about shutting down the opponent on their turn. They're mostly there to be a crossout target. Yeah, 2 crossouts, 2 triple attacks, 2 Called by the Grave, and 3 droplets to ensure we pop off through negates and interruptions going second. Extra deck is just, the important things are the Zeus package, F0 package, and I'm running multiple copies of the Lyrilusc, but the core is just 2 Starlings, and honestly 1 Nightingale would do if you only have 1. Robin really doesn't come up because again, we're not trying to balance people or interrupt them, we're just trying to OTK. So essentially you could pretty much make this deck with like 2 10 pulls of the Lyrilusc secret pack, Then you can just replace these if you don't have them with whatever staples you. But again, like, it's meant to go second, and these are the best cards for going second. And no, you can't use Dark Ruler no more as a going second card because your opponent takes no damage if you use it. So here's another version featuring the pure Lyrilusc. Another reason I wanted to do this deck, it's not just like I wanted to win or find the most busted Xyz deck possible, but also because like 90% of players want to go first and they want to set up negate boards. And instead of playing the same strat and same thing that everyone else, I wanted to be the antithesis to that, which is going second and breaking the boards. So here against this Melfi deck, which is the first time I'm seeing this actually, I get to use all of these techs. Lava Golem becomes double Kaiju, Tack Talent becomes Pot of Greed, and for the cherry on top, we get to cross out Dez the Nibiru, because we run one copy in our deck just for this purpose. And that's pretty much all the goals of the techs in this deck in a single turn. But like the big thing was the Lava Golem double Kaiju, which against some of the more meta decks, that's a big wipe. And here I'm setting up for a combination of crashes onto the Lava Golem plus direct attacks, but he's gonna scoop before I get to do this. I still have the Beryl double summon and the Bird Call summon. So the last summon is just gonna be the Nuttingale and seals the deal, makes us take no damage plus direct attacks. And here's a game against Invoked Eldritch, I think. And it also showcases one of the backup strategies in case like we get interrupted and we can't do a full OTK combo going turn 2. And by the way, this is on the Plat 1 ladder, not the actual Xyz Festival. Because I was testing this deck as an actual deck instead of just for the Xyz Festival. So he gets one of his Invoked out. I'm going to have to drop that later because it has some negates on it. Spell summons the Eldritch onto the board. I Droplet the Mecha. There's a little synergy with, Warbler and Droplet because you can drop one of your monsters and then resummon it with the Warbler because it can also special summon from the grave. Go ahead, pick up Bird Call here because I already had Bird Sanctuary. And this second Rectal is going to boost up the Eldritch even more, so that's 4k. If I get to crash into that twice with damage protection, I win the game. I guess I could just even settle for a tie, or I don't know. How does that work if I just crash with no damage protection? I actually wanted to try it this game, but it's Eldritch, so you know I gotta sweat. A crucial banish just happened, which prevented me from summoning my Beryl and completing my combo. So here's a backup plan. I use Bird Sank to put all the mats onto the Rectal, crash with it, and then make Zeus at the end with Downward, so I have 6 mats. And here I'm just gonna Ash the Invoker, and then anything he sets, I'm just gonna be able to Zeus it before the end phase. So he goes, sets those two. I send them to the grave. They get some more stuff. Then I'm gonna go ahead and send those to the grave too. And he just ends off with a Elder Sanguine something. It's just gonna summon the Eldritch monster back, but that's not gonna do anything because we can just attack directly. Nightingale 4 times in the face, actually up to 5. And if you're wondering, unfortunately, the ultra rares and super rares that you get from the Xyz secret pack, or not, the Xyz bonus packs rather, you can't dismantle them for UR and SRCP, which is like Konami, why? Just let us have it, man. Alright, you want to see some monkey business? So I set up full lethal here with Bird Sanctuary. I stacked them onto this Nuttingale. Can now attack 5 times for 6,000, and the Rectal can finish it off with 2,400. Boosted up this Wyver Buster real nicely too. But of course I had to try and see what happens if I use the effect and drop a mat at the last second after declaring attack. Now obviously it stops the attack, so I couldn't get the last Nightingale attack in. And of course missed lethal by 800, so, but it's okay, right? Because never punished. Zeus is gonna hold it down for us. That's gonna be it from me for today. See you on the stream later. Got a couple extra clips in case you want to stick around. Guys, have yourselves a good one, and this is Gunsblazing signing out.